Welcome to another episode of Trey's Timeless 15, although this time it might be 30 with old Six Eyes. That's me, Trey. If you enjoy this commentary, if you enjoy my stories and myths and tunes, click subscribe and get some more wisdom or mythology. Today's talk is called The Long Range Pestilence Plan and the Benevolent Future. Make the quick change because it's coming soon to a theater in the mind of most of you, if you're not already there. This presentation is inspired in part by two other YouTubers that I really enjoyed. Neil, who started The Portal to Ascension. And today I was watching Gigi Young, who studies Rudolf Steiner, and she claims that not only did what I was studying was this eighth sphere concept, that this dominion of the artificial is coming over the earth, but she claims that after that, it's the benevolent force of Jupiter. I have the sun and 3 planets in Sagittarius constellation. So that was the other story, was that Neil Geyer did a wonderful presentation, if you want to look it up on Portal to Ascension on YouTube, about how the Sagittarius constellation is merging with the Milky Way rapidly. And consequently, the state of California and USA both have a Sagittarius rising house in their natal birth chart. So it's really exciting to see the freedom, the consciousness of truth, the expansion of love, for me to have the courage to pour my heart out into the Aquarian electronic world of YouTube. Throughout Hollywood, like I said in previous videos, through all their deception and mind control scams and their part in the long range pestilence program, which means it's obvious if you know the definition of that word. Their intention was to make everyone in the state of pestilence, the tizzy, the worry. Again, as I've said in previous videos, I gotta go. I'm running late. It's a mantra of the Matrix. Okay, the movie The Matrix, as I've said before, the movie The Men Who Stare at Goats, even the brilliant Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, where the not to be a spoiler, but the head of the KKK is the mayor. Throughout Hollywood, there's been a few brilliant artists that slip through that have been allowed to portray an actual analogy of the situation. Even Charles Dickens in A Christmas Carol back in the day, that was trying to beg the WEF of those days, like Rockefeller, to get real with spirit. So, as I've said before, through Pierre Sabac's study of scapology or scatology, the overt Satanism has moved into has taken over and moved in through the infiltration over the years. As I've said, especially since 325 AD, so to speak. You know, and people think it's weird that I'm still around, but like I said before, the Luciferians tend to leave alone the wisdom teachers, except sometimes they'll gun for them, but very rarely it's more to spread disease and around them, or poverty, or infiltration. Again, they always use infiltration. It's their number one. Chaos theory. The idea that we all have junk DNA, such a scam, and that there's junk in your house. Well, when you clean up your house and do the feng shui and realize that there's no such thing as any junk in a human body when it's all organic, then you begin to reprogram yourself to the Christos. Okay. So their original goal was not only to create a prison planet, like a slave planet system where they could feed off our energy. It was also through multi-generational systematic indoctrination of official acceptance of Illuminati corporate kleptocracy. Okay, for years. Okay, through convincing people that it was acceptable through the mainstream Hollywood media. Now it's pedophilia, homosexuality. This newest one is, of course, the transsexual, and unless you consider Human 2.0 is even newer than that. And so, again, it's a constant outsourcing of your identity, putting it forth to this inverted society. It's so sad, and the forcing of human poverty through economics. I heard this dude who's a black a Jewish black priest that was talking to Roseanne on her YouTube channel. He was going on and on about the Rothschilds, but one thing he mentioned I thought was funny was he said that they have a huge family and they like to reproduce a lot and have a lot of huge sex parties and stuff like that. So, but they did actually, as much as they're really brilliant at programming people like me even to be afraid of women or afraid of sex. Especially here in this region, they themselves have always been, with their money and their control and controlling the mainstream media as well, so that they control the majority to be conditioned to think that money is power and it's sexy to be greedy, to be able to reproduce a lot. So it's interesting. You see, not that I'm jealous. It's like Bob Marley's bass player had 50 kids. I mean, how can you really take care of that many people? I don't know. I mean, if he had millions of dollars, maybe he could do it. I'm starting to sit on my chair like I did when I was a little boy, because I'm enjoying this. Nowadays, the transhumans can even take your bodies through fake informed consent. Like I say, several years ago, they still haven't even gotten into lawsuits around that. Also through the acceptance of the coolness of vampires. Yeah, I mean the experiment is the greatest. It's the greatest black magic ritual that's ever been done. I mean, really, like I say, that's the reason why I congratulate the BG and the KS and the rest of them, because they, the three-letter groups, they really did achieve creating the Luciferic slave race. And I predict it'll malfunction within several years, and perhaps the Buckminster Fullerene, the Buckyball C60 really helps. I don't know. Like I say, prayer, get a Tibetan Book of the Dead. I don't know what else to say. Try to clear out your energy, and again, don't take it personally when all these evil and negative, fearful and cancerous thoughts start shooting in. These beings, again, this Nazi officer's son who made these orders, and the person they put in charge, who happens to be a homosexual, they don't actually believe that humans have a soul. He said openly, "Oh, we can program that out." So it's sick. Okay, the mental illness they have is very deep. Again, these reptilians have very deep mental illness problems. But they're very talented socially at convincing you. With their politician smile. these unelected officials. I mean, what they've done is just, again, they've shown what they're into really clearly. As Elena Denon said, they just had the enemy had to show its face. So shining the Christ light on the future back to proper order. Okay, God is all natural law. I was watching some more Mark Passio. God is love, um, and respect. It does not have this. It's the opposite of what we've been trained in. See, so um, not only in the Saturn Moon Matrix reincarnation death trap, but through 3D survival, just through moving out here. Say, one thing I left out of my other video about survival, solipsism, and narcissism is you can actually become programmed subconsciously, subtly over the years. It's really sad. If a person's not really adamant about living their dream, which I have been, so even making $5 dinner money as a one-man band, I felt a tiny bit of success, right? But those who gave up, it's like a vampire stole part of their soul. Again, they'd have to do soul retrieval to remember who they are. Again, this is why shamanism is going to become really important for a lot of people to heal if they're open to it. Okay, so through three-dimensional survival and distractions and addictions, your dreams, what your soul mission was, can become sidestepped, forgotten. Your dreams you must be adamant to peacefully, harmlessly live out your dreams. Okay, in something that is a service to others, because that's human nature. That's what we're here to do. The cliche is for sure true. The history repeats itself. If we don't know the past, it's that Ouroboros eating its own tail, sucking its own energy again. Okay, you're born again as a slave. When you learn what simultaneous time is, and this wonderful, wonderful platform of YouTube has allowed me to start to begin to experience this, and I'm so thankful for this. You learn what simultaneous time means, all time. Again, I am a timeless being in the mind. My mind birthday is Kimi, right? So I'm a white planetary world bridger, so I bridge all these worlds naturally. This is part of my role. This is why this channel is just me becoming more, again, me being more myself, because my role is to bridge these worlds, okay? The past and the future. Past of the filthy, disgusting, hierarchical, reptilian snake cult that's been secretly controlling our psyches and most people on this planet for millions of years. They killed off the Gnostics and the Cathars. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I realize this information I'm bringing forth, it could be shocking or devastating, or you might think that I might get targeted, but there's dozens of other people doing this on YouTube too. I'm not alone here. Once you begin in this work, you realize again, as I've always said, I'm a firmament. I'm a light. I'm not the Almighty. I'm a ray of it, a ray of light. Okay, and I never gave up on my dreams, so I can help you remember that. Okay, even if just like myself, you only lazily were a part-timer living out your dreams. That still doesn't allow you to become completely disconnected from your soul, which is what happens. Is why soul retrieval shamanism is really going to become super popular. It can work, but you got to know how to do it. I still have to learn more about it. I know the recapitulation process and breath, thought and breath. So I'll teach you that sometime. So service to others, and as Mark Passio says in the Human Aggregate, this is something he probably learned when he was a high Satanist priest, and now he's applying it through selling hundreds of T-shirts that say "Follow Natural Law." Through bringing awareness to the masses, he said he learned this from them. Actually, if you bring over 51% to your side, you win, right? So if me and all the other people can get 51% of you to get aware of some of this truth, even and get more clear and respectful to everyone, then that's how we resolve this.